Hey, hi everyone. Thanks for being here. Um, if you can hear me, could you please reply? Yeah, I'm trying to fix that. Thanks a lot, RPG. Um, if you're hearing me, type any comment. I'm just trying to figuring how to put myself in the layout. I want to remove this. Sorry. Okay, that's cool. At least you can hear me. Just a second, guys. Whoa. Hey, hello. Um, Thanks for being here. For those who are entering the stream, um, I'm trying to enter the layout. I haven't. I have difficulties. So please give me a minute. Okay. Tell me, have you been working with actions on Google? This is your first time. Um, are you excited about this? Have you ever heard of what are Google Actions? Do you have no idea? Please post it on the comments. Mm, okay. As I see, you can only see the banner. Okay, we have people with no idea what are actions in Google, but they are excited about that. That's a good thing. Um, okay. Well, meanwhile, I try to put my screen on this. Let me talk to you about some things you have to know about actions in Google. Um, when you think of actions on Google, don't think about continuous integration, for example. No, that's another thing. That's GitHub Actions. Actions of Google are for trying to communicate with the Google Assistant intelligence. So um, that's a weird name. Actually, that's no name because, for example, we have Cortana from Microsoft, Siri from Apple, Alexa from Amazon, and we have the Google Assistant, non-named person for an assistant. And with these actions, it's a way so we can communicate and give instructions to the assistant to execute code we are developing. So I'm reading more comments. Yeah, sorry, Shahanok. Sorry, I'm trying to do that. I'm now just speaking. I'm trying to put my head. Mm, okay, here I am. Okay, awesome. I think this is the better. Yes, yes. Sorry about that, guys. This is my first workshop, so no one told me that I have to put a banner to show my face and my screen. Uh, but now that it's resolved, I want to talk to you about something. As we were talking, actions on Google are is the way we can program and interact with the Google Assistant. So a couple years ago, in 2020, they made a big change in this way of talking to the assistant. Before that, we used to have two applications for programming actions on Google. There was Dialogflow and the Actions console. Nowadays, we only have the Actions builder. So, what does it change? Um, the first thing is we have a new and better NLU, which is the natural language understanding. So before this change, we had to interact with Dialflow for that. Now it lives on the Actions console, so everything's on one single platform. The Actions Builder, it's a web-based IDE, which it has two options: an SDK for those who know how to program and write code in JavaScript, or an interactive interface that lets you visualize and connection the flows for like Scratch or something like that. Um, I see more comments. I'll be reading the comments during the whole session. So um, this is a funny one. Okay, it's good. Everyone is here. So we were talking about the Actions Builder. We have this new Action Builder since 2020, and the advantages are that everything is in one console, as I was saying. They improved the NLU, the natural language understanding, and they reduced the latency. So we have now a low latency, and it's faster and smarter according to the Google people. So why don't we try to see if that's okay? Um, I'm sharing my screen now. I hope everybody sees. The first thing we need to do is Google it. Conditions on Google. We get to the Google Assistant page. So, as we were talking, the actions on Google is the simple way to tell the Google Assistant to integrate with our application. So, for example, if if you have a project of food delivery, and you build your app, and that's cool, but you need more engaging with people, you have the possibility to make an action on Google about that, so people will be able to order food from their smartphones without even open the app. So if they had an Android device, they will just have to say, "Hey Google, um, talk to, I don't know, let's say your web page or your app, it's called Fast Food Now." And you say, "Hey Google, talk to Fast Food Now," and your application will say, "Hey, do you want to deliver?" And the customer will say, "Yes, pizza, please." And that's all. You will have a new customer ordering from their assistant in their phone. uh, that's just a use case. They told us about, for example, integrations with Android apps, rich conversations, for example, for education, for entertainment, custom services, etc. Web presence, for example, if you have a web project and you want to integrate these actions on Google on your web project, that's possible too. So another thing, I love this. I actually get in touch with this for the smart things, the IoT devices. I study mechatronic engineering. Sorry, that's a very cool way to impress people. To be honest, to just say like, "Hey, and let me show you how I can um, program this board. I don't know, an Arduino one, or someone of your development, and see how I talk to my Google Home Mini, and I can turn it on or I can turn it down or something like that." So that's very cool, but it's quite of um, you will need to have more experience for doing this. So we will go for a simpler and easier application this time, but maybe the next time we'll have a chance to do this. That's all. See documentation, etc. Uh, I want to show you something that is the thing I was talking about. This is the console. Sorry if I do it quickly. On the top of your screen, you will see a big button saying "Go to Actions Console." So click on that button, and we are now on the Actions Console. You can see it on the URL, and below you will have the documentation part. Let's see that. In the documentation, it's the way the page we were before. So here you can find examples and get inspired to do more apps. The second one is the sample code. This section, it's quite of low maintenance. For example, if you click here, it will give you a 404, right? So you will be thinking like, wow, I didn't know Google had that maintaining problems, but they do. Um, and Dialflow, that's the thing I was talking before. It is the deprecated way to do actions on Google, but we'll still have plenty of examples of how to do this on Dialflow. I don't recommend you to learn this because, well, it's deprecated, and you will have to learn two ways now: Dialflow and the um actions builder. So if you're entering this technology now, I will embrace you to just learn the actions builder, which is what we're going to do now. So this is just if you come from the dialog flow process, there's a tool over here so you can migrate your program from the dialog flow to the new action builder. Um, Support, if you have any problem, you can contact the Google people and the API reference. So it's a good practice always to give a check to the documentation of a technology. Um, I don't know if that's my internet. I hope no. Well, you can check it here, the API reference. So let's start a new project right now. First, I'm going to see the comments. Um, I see Eternal Darkness. Okay, I will just think that there is no problem and everybody can hear me and see my screen well. If not, please leave a comment. So we start a new project. We give this name. As you see, for example, I have this in my Firebase account. So as I'm using the same, this is like a, hey, you want to connect your Firebase project to actions on Google project, but this is not the case now. That's really cool. You have plenty of integrations with other Google technologies here, but we're now focusing on pure actions from Google. So we'll name this Global Hack Week. Just that. Sorry for characters. September. And we create the project. As you see, we have a lot of options of what are we doing. We were talking about the smart home integrations. For example, if you want to teach Google how to connect with a smart device you are developing, or for my example, if you have a food delivery system and you want to make an app so people can ask for food in their phones without touching it, or if you're just doing a game. This is like scratch sandbox, nothing, just everything from the beginning. Storytelling about like reading a book, something. Education. Um, this is cool. Actually, I was thinking of doing a project on education. Me, for example, I always forgot as a front-end developer how to use a grid system in CSS. So I was thinking of making Google action so I can say like, hey Google, I want to do grid like 7 times 3, 7 columns, 3 rows, something like that, and the output will be like the exact CSS code that I have to insert in my sheet so I can have that. But that's only in my head. I haven't programmed that yet, so I think it will be a nice thing if you want to do it. Um, take the idea. For now, we're just going for the custom thing, and we're hitting next button. Okay. For example, this now ask us if we want to start from a template, from a blank project. This is like the Junglescape game, something like that. Firestorm, as we were talking, this has a very good integration with other Google technologies. Firestore, for example, if you haven't used Firestore, it's a database. It's just like Mongo. To be honest, it doesn't have that of a difference. But well, it's based on mm, what's the word? Files. Yeah, so it's very simple to use. Then conversational components. If you want to do like custom service application, facts about, and the hello world. We will start with the hello world. So we will see a lot of components in our project, and we will start building. Of of a an error occur while you creating a project. Okay, let's see what happened because we have our project here and GitHub uh, Global Hack Week. Sorry, September. We're entering our project, and the first thing we will see it's the quick setup. So the first thing we have to do is decide how our action it's going to be invoked, um, also know as how it's going to be named. The thing you will need to say to Google, so Google will open, well, Google Assistant will open our app. Let's do that. So in this case, we're just going to do a hello world, hello world app. Uh, Here we can hear how it's going to sound our project. I had the headphones, so you probably didn't hear that, but it's like "Hello World" app, nothing fancy, just that. And we save this. I'll check again the comments. Uh, yes, everything's good. Oh, I love this. Thanks, Way. We have heart. That's amazing. Thanks for that. Can it order food for free for us? I don't think so, unless it's your own restaurant. Um, Cloud Firestore is not is a NoSQL. Okay, thanks. This is a very good explanation about Firestore. Thanks, Ajaxon. Uh, okay, let's continue. Now we save this, we know how our project and or app it's going to be invoked as. It's Hello World app. The next thing we have to do is do the action. As you see in this side menu, we have the invocation, the action, theme customization, action linking, and backend services. In this workshop, we were just doing things in this first of two. Then about theme customization, it's like the color you want this on the when you publish this action, this app. There's there's this is funny because once you do this, you can release it, and people all around the world can use this app in their Google devices. So there is like store in which you can find plenty of Google Home integrations. So if you have a Google Home and you didn't know this, I really recommend you to go visit that store, install those programs, and you will have a yeah, you can find. Sorry, let me explain that with an example. We have this community. No, I'm searching for the support. Okay, docs, option, app actions. I guess that. So, uh, let me go back. Sorry. In the docs, you will see this menu in which there are like the mobile section, the smart and home devices section, the conversational section, the console section, and everything. So, as I was saying, if you have a Google Home and you didn't know you can install apps in your Google Home, it's quite funny because you can. And let's see. Let's find some real explore actions. For example, you could have well, this is going to appear to you in Spanish because I'm Mexican, by the way. How are you? So, by default, it is in Spanish. For example, I can install a purchase game so I can play with my voice in my Google Home. I don't need a screen to do that. The clock, this means clock, so I can have like increase clock integrations with my Google Home. This is like the devices you can install this is smart TVs, Google Homes, mobile phones, even earphones, tablets, and you can say like how many timers do I have? I need to establish a new timer. This is silly because most of Google think they have it already. But let's see a more interesting one. For example, uh, games and fun. You have the like question of the day. So you can ask Google to talk to question of the day, and then you can receive a random question about something interesting. Or if you have kids, or if you're a kid, you can this cartoon timbers. I don't know how it's called in English, but you can talk to these birds. You will hear the voices of the characters, and I think it's a very fun one for the kids. Mm, shopping, for example, you can shop in Amazon from your Google Assistant. I think Alexa already have it like by default, but you can do it in Google as well. That's the thing. So let's return to the actions. As I was saying, this thing customization is when you want to publish this. Then account linking, it's to get like tracker for everyone to use your app, and backend services. If you want to host this, use cloud functions. Again, integrate this with Firestore or some other service of Google. You can find it in this section, but for the moment, we don't want to. Actions. We'll start now to build our first action. We hit get started and build. I'm checking. Oh, okay. For example, this is wrong because I don't want to create the action on the outflow. I actually want to create it in the new one. So let's close this. Let's see what could be happening. Let's add home automatization custom. Okay, I think it's because of the problem and it appeared on the first step. So let's do it all over again. No problem. We create new project. We just name it some GitHub Global Hack Week. Global Hack Week. Step create this. Mm, we will see like I don't know, food ordering, start building. Okay, okay. Let's see if we have any other comments. Live, yeah, we're live. Uh, Screen freeze. Oh, I don't think it's freeze. It's just loading. Sorry about that. Uh, and video also. Okay, okay, that's a problem. Uh, I'm moving my screen. I don't know if you can see it now. Got it. Okay, we're good. We're back in game. Let's let's do it. Sorry for the quick introduction, but this is very important that you know how this works, like the whole environment, or where you're going to publish these applications, why it's important to you, how to use this tool, and the difference between, for example, that thing that happened to us, that the console opened Dialflow, but we didn't want to work on Dialflow because that's deprecated, and we want to work on the action builder. So again, let's give it a name. Let's give Hello World app. No matter the name. We save this. Now in the action console. Oh, fuck! What's happening here? Provide a fulfillment info to execute your hero. Okay, okay. Again, let's do it all over again. GitHub global hack week 2022. Nice. Great project. I think that the problem was I hit food ordering. We don't want that. So um, we have to read these things, integrate your food ordering flow with Google search apps. If you remember, I hit this button. I don't have an ordering flow right now, so the good thing to do is read before just hitting things. We have to hit one of these, like have the build immersive educational experience, blah blah blah, build anything from a trivia game, build family friend. Okay, let's go to educational. That's a good thing. Let's see. Don't worry if you don't have any um, Google Home device, like Google Home Assistant installed on your phone. It doesn't matter. We have a test integration here, so you can easily debug this on web. You don't really have to have any of the Google devices to test it. Um, yeah, that's the thing. I think I was forgetting to tell you that, so keep in mind that information. So, hello world app, and this is the good one because we have like these things. For example, if we want to build uh, something related with learning a new skill, we hit this and apply, and we save. Okay, as you see, now we are in the action builder. How can you see we're in the action builder? Because we have scenes, intents, and types. So, what are scenes? Let's check the main invocation first. As I was telling you, we have like the graphic form of the action builder and the code form of the action builder. So we can close this and we will focus now on the graphic form. We start the application talking to the Google Assistant and telling, hey, Google, I want to talk to the Hello World app. Then the Hello World app will connect or will invoke our app, in which it's called Hello World app. And here we will see the speech Google it's going to pronunciate. Other thing we can do it's add text. So Google Home will prompt this text on the screen and save this on the speakers. So we can change this and say, hey, Welcome to the Actions on Google workshop. And text is going to say, I'm I'm going to be from to be displayed in the screen. And uh, we can test it. So we go to the test section. We allow the page to access our location and our microphone and whatever they ask us for. And we have two options. We can hit this microphone, but since I'm already using the microphone for the stream, I can just type anything I want here and click submit, or just take this suggestion here and click and talk to the hello world. So now Google Assistant is connecting to our app. it will send prompts, and the prompt will say like, "This is just a program to make a happy greeting," and you can say like, "Hey, thanks," or "Hey, I was hoping for more." So let's test it again. Uh, give all permissions. Um, Before it loads, let me check if we have more comments. Uh, no voice at all. Can you hear me well? I hope you can hear me. I hope you're um, telling like the voice of Amazon, sorry, the Google Assistant. Okay, okay. So we test again. Talk to the Hello World app. Hello World app will tell us, all right, here's the test version of the World app. Hey, welcome to the Actions of Google workshop. And then this program just make a happy greeting smiley face. After that, we make two suggestions. Say like, "Hey, thanks," or "I was hoping for more." So if we had hit, "Sorry, thanks," nobody's going to happen. They tell us, or program tell us, "Sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you try it again?" Because we don't make any other intent once uh, once we're hoping for the response. So user intent handling. What's called an intent? Um, Intent are the responses from the users. So here in the test, we hit the thanks button. So intent handling will have to make a new intent called thanks handle. We add this intent, or as I was saying, just hit here and new intent, but that's like a shortcut. And in our thanks handle, we enter a phrase. What's a phrase? What could be possibly we will waiting from the user? We make the suggestion about thanks. That's a suggestion. Probably the user won't tell us like, "Hey, thanks." He will tell like, "Yep, that was amazing," or simply thanks. Another possibility is to hear from here. Um, Awesome. Thanks again. That was cool. Another thing, I don't know. Mm, I'm grateful. Uh, Thanks a lot, man. Uh, Funny. Um, the recommendation is to enter at least 10 phrases we can expect from the user. So these these phrases will be processed by the natural language understanding tool, and we'll have to wait for a good response from our user to be very similar to one of these we're entering. Um, and I'm just going to leave this like that. Hit the save button as you see, and that everything's okay, no warnings, no mistakes. So in the start section, we have when the user intent handling match the thanks handle, we can send a prompt, and we can say, "That's my job," and a weak face. But other ways, if we have to uh, not if we have to handle another intent that not good answer, let's say just not good, not good. As one of the options we gave, I was hoping for more. Let's copy this, and we go to the not good intent. We train our model so he can understand this intention. I was hoping for more. That sucks. Bad program. Um, blah. Mm, that was not good. Uh, I don't know. I was my hopes were high, or yeah, something like that. We can save this, and we go back to our scene when the intent handling detects that it's not a good response. We can send the prop for telling the user, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. And sad face. I'm sorry, man. That's okay. We save this and we go all over again to our test section. Let me check if we had any comments. Okay, I think we have no comments. Uh, no new comments. Okay, cool. We allow to access our location and we run our program. Talk to the Hello World app. So it again will tell us like, hey, welcome to the Actions on Google workshop. This program just make a happy greeting. And if we say like thanks, our program will take our intent and say to us, that's my job. That was cool, right? So uh, let's start over again because we didn't have like a flow to return to the previous task, but we can restart it. And if we hit now, I was hoping for more. Or or program tell us like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm just a new programmer program, new developer program. Sorry. But remember one thing: in our develop section, we we train our model to try to recognize like the great response of the user. So we have two possible things. If we think the user answer with one of the responses, it not necessarily have to be thanks or awesome or that was cool or I'm grateful or thanks a lot, man, whatever. It can say like cool, just cool. Let's try that. It's just cool. This time we won't hit the suggestion button. We will type in our input the cool world. Cool world. So we run our app. We wait to the program to ask for a response. That's now. So we type cool and we hit enter. Not good enough. We don't train our model to recognize that. Let's make a big effort. Let's add cool. Let's add uh, great. Let's add amazing. Let's add more phrases like that. Like if you have a suggestion, leave it in the comments so I can type it. Um, but let's say like uh, um, you. It's okay. And let's train it again. So with more hopes, again, when our program detects a good response from the user, it will say to us, "That's my job." And we'll try not to put any of the ones we already type in the inputs of the training model. We will try with someone else, something else, and we will try with that's ok. Um, let's wait for the program to run. That's good. So once that's okay, we didn't type that explicitly, but something similar. So it has to detect based on the natural language understanding model we already trained with our responses that this is a good response. So the the prompt we're waiting for it's my job. So let's hit okay and let's wait. We didn't we didn't make it again. So what does it means? The things handle is not detecting or response as good or as bad because our model is not good trained. We have to add more of these. We have to run a lot of sorry we have to run a lot of examples, and in some point our model will be trained good enough to recognize that. So that is okay. Let's add more and let's add more and more and more. It could be just okay, just okay, not abbreviation. It could be yeah, it could be a simple yes. It could be that is good, just good. And let's save again. And this is our final test. So in this time, I really hope our model is prepared to give a good answer uh, from the user's input. So, oh, a problem. Let's try it again. Reload the page. Problem. Let me see. What is this? Hi, we're talking about actions on Google. We're just about finishing our workshop. We will have to run some other examples here. Maybe if you want people, I can make a second part with more advanced yeah, with more advanced tooling. But for the moment, I think we're good. You already know the basics of Google Action, and you can already run a Hello World program. So let's Let's do this again. Let's run our program. Okay, we have our first output, and let's give an input. What could it be? Surprising. No, 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 no. It could be just, I don't know. Good is, well, thanks. Thanks, program. As you see, one thing I didn't mention is that on this part we can debug our our model. So here, thanks program input. What happened? The user input, it's treated as okay. It was exactly as we're thinking. This is not silly because if you're thinking of, hey, you just type that, yes, but this is for a verbal use. So trying to translate from someone's voice to text, it's quite a difficult task. So here you can see if the actual sound of their voice was translated good to the prompt. So here's a thing. Then the interaction match. The intended ID, it's like no match because it doesn't answer in our even good or thanks handler, or sorry, or not good handler. So the response is just sorry, I didn't catch that. That's the way to debug it. We can cancel, and just to see a good response, you we can talk to the Hello World app, run the program, and use this suggestion. So I was hoping for more. Trigger, trigger, or response. I was hoping for more. Here, as you can see, the interaction match exactly the not good intent. So our response is what we programmed. The I'm sorry man dot slash face. And I think that's all you can try. As you see, the complicated thing is to try to um, train your model, your natural language model, to understand what the user is trying to say. You need a lot of inputs. We have here only 18, which is like no good enough for the model to be trained. You will have to enter a lot of phrases. It could be quite similar between them. For example, that it's okay, it is okay, ok, okay, and you can go all over that way. So, in some point, as I was saying, the model will be good trained enough to recognize the intention of the user, and we will have a match with this intent in our scene. So let's do a little recap so we can close this workshop. The first thing is to invocate our program. To do that, in the settings section, we will have to give our program a name. In this case, it's the Hello World app. That means here it's more graphical. That means when the user says talk to the Hello World app, or Hello World app will be invocated, and we will have to connect it to our scenes. In this case, we just use one scene. We can have as many scenes as you want. And the next thing, for example, is to connect our scenes that it's accomplished in the transition section. And we can send prompts, which are the things that our program make the speech or make the text. And we can wait for the user intent. We can have conditions, and we can have an error and status handling. Um, the basic thing we did on this workshop was to wait for prompts and to wait for our user intent. The next it's the intent. So we have two intents: a good intent and a thanks intent. We try to tend our thanks handler, which is the good intent, to recognize a good impression from the user. We didn't make it because it's quite of difficult. It's quite difficult trying to train a model with just 18 inputs. But sorry, you see that when one of that responses match exactly one of these intents, sorry, phrases, we have our match in our intent, and we received the the prompt we were waiting for. In this case, for example, the "That's my job" winky face, or the "I'm sorry, man" disappointed face. Um, I think it that's everything. I don't know, guys, if you have any questions, and I'm finalizing this workshop. I hope everyone enjoyed it, and I hope you can share with our MLH community projects. It is a very good way, to be honest, to win hackathons, and it's a very good way to enter in the hardware categories. So you're using hardware as you are programming a program in your IoT device, in your Google Home device, or in your Android or something, whatever it allows. Google Google Assistant, and that's it. That was all from my part. I really enjoyed giving this workshop, and hope to see you soon, guys. I'll be here a couple of minutes to respond on the comment section, and well, that's everything. I'll will put my face uh, back on. Sorry, um, I'm searching for the. Okay, see you.